It's JDM fight week, mate. I'm going to give my picks for JDM. This video is purely JDM, and then I'm going to make another video on ways Islam Makhachev can win this fight. Sorry, I'm a little sick, but I got to put this video out, bro. I got to make an analysis on this. This is going to be the fight of the year. 100%, mate. JDM is going to be ripping combos, but he will face some adversity. So we need to get into how Jack can successfully get in the pocket and start combos on combos. Oh my goodness. Let's get straight into it. JDM's paths to beat Islam Makhachev. Let's get right into it. All right. So this is one thing I covered actually in my Who's a Better Boxer between Ilia Topuria and Jack Della Maddalena. You should actually go watch that breakdown. It was a really good breakdown. I basically compared both of their boxing styles, showed what they're good at, what they're bad at, and gave my clear victor on who I think is the better boxer. If you want to know who I picked, go check it out. Let's get straight into JDM's high guard. This will be elite on the feet against Islam. On the feet, it will be especially elite. I think Islam is going to have a lot of trouble pinging Maddalena when JDM is just kind of at range with him. I think Islam won't be able to even touch him at all. I think JDM will get hit once he starts getting into firefights. He did this against Basil Hafez a lot, and I did see this sometimes with Bilal. I do think he'll be much safer, but I actually think his high guard is very effective, not only in the sense that it will keep him safe on the feet, but it's also effective in the sense that he used it against Bilal Muhammad to stuff takedown attempts with his head and his block. What he would do was he would throw a jab, one shot at a time, jab or straight right hand, duck straight into the takedown, defending the takedown with his head. He would meet head-to-head with Bilal Muhammad when Bilal Muhammad would think about intercepting or, let's say, making Jack miss with a shot. And then he would shoot underneath the punch. And then JDM, after he's throwing the punch, he made it clear that he is going to duck every time he attempts to throw a one-shot combination in terms of start blitzing. He will throw a shot, duck, throw, duck, throw. You could say this could leave him open for knees against Islam Makhachev, which I completely agree. There was a time when he fought Bilal Muhammad. Bilal Muhammad actually threw a knee as JDM ducked. JDM is so elite, though, with his eyes. I talked about this in the last one. He has very good eyes, very good reflexes. He immediately, as he ducked, Bilal threw a knee, JDM slips to the side as he's ducking, so he goes just so the knee goes right past him. I think Islam will have a tough time finding takedowns out in the open against JDM. I do think Islam can find takedowns against the fence because JDM is not as worried about the takedown, but I do think it will be harder to actually keep JDM on the ground if it's against the fence. Out in the open, I think JDM could have some problems getting back to his feet if it's out in the open. But let's look at this sequence. This is one of the sequences. He throws a straight left, ducks when Bilal is shooting. As Bilal is throwing or after he throws, he will duck immediately to stuff the takedown or to slip another shot coming. And you see, he doesn't only duck. Look, he changes angles with his head. His head is not on the center line. He's ducking and his head is off the center line. Elite stuff. And if you see, Poirier did a lot of this in their fight. He would throw a jab and duck. Look at that. Jab, duck. The same reason he wants to meet Islam head-to-head, head-on for the takedown attempt. So this is the first thing. I think JDM's high guard takedown defense will be a lot more effective than people realize. Because I don't think Islam has the best takedowns out in the open. That's my opinion. He has really good takedowns when he's in the clinch and he can trip people. And that usually comes when he's against the fence. And I do think he'll have trouble really controlling JDM against the fence. I think JDM will just kind of not let Islam jump on his back, and he will most likely get back to his feet. So no real trouble there. Let's get into the next point right here. So this is following up the last point. I wanted to do this in order. He needs to follow up whenever he stuffs takedown attempts. So if you watch the fight with Gilbert Burns or Bilal Muhammad, any wrestler JDM has fought in his career, every time he stuffs a takedown, he does a really good job at chasing them because, you know, when you get your takedown stuff, you were kind of fall on the ground because of the sprawl. The guy shooting ends up kind of on the ground on his hands, and he has to get back up and regain that stature that he had while they were striking. But the problem with that is it takes time. He has to get up, get off of his knees, push off the ground. So as he's doing that, JDM has a chance to then start throwing combinations as he's trying to get back to normal stature. What will that do when he tries to get back to normal stature? It will leave him open, vulnerable. JDM is very good at chasing people when they're trying to gain back their stature and composure. Look, he will throw, and I watched this especially against Gilbert Burns because Gilbert Burns uses a very takedown-heavy style. Anytime JDM will get back to his feet, stuff a takedown, and Gilbert Burns is off balance, JDM would run at him throwing a lot of shots. And there were times in the third round especially, he actually ended up hurting Gilbert Burns. In the beginning of the third round, if you don't remember that, he actually rocked him a little bit, which then caused Gilbert Burns to panic shoot. And he ended up getting takedown controlling, then JDM landed the knee at the end. But the point is, he is vulnerable, especially in Islam. Islam is not safe to this. He is not a better defensive in terms of getting back his composure. He's not better than Gilbert Burns from what I've seen. He does the same exact thing. If you look here, for his retreat, he almost paws away like this. He'll put his arms out and stiff arm defense. But the problem with the stiff arm defense is he has no head. Islam has head movement, but it's not like JDM's where it's smooth. He's throwing, slipping. As he's going back, he's slipping, jabs in between, slip, duck, right hand, elbow. You know, he's not like that. He's more of a, oh my God, I need to not get hit. He almost gets into a panic mode of, I need to do everything to make sure I don't get hit by this guy. And he ends up moving his head in really weird directions, which it works against most guys, but JDM is very elite on the feet. He is a little awkward, Islam, with his head movement and kind of that paw back. But knowing JDM, if he's chasing you as you're kind of pawing like that, he is longer. That's another thing. He is a lot longer than anyone Islam has fought in his career. So that length, especially chasing, and not only the length, in terms of boxing, the sharpness of his boxing is extremely elite. He has not fought anyone, even Poirier. Poirier is a pretty one-dimensional boxer. I actually made a video about this with Ilia Topuria also. Ilia is a one-dimensional boxer. They're both very good at what they do. But because they're so one-dimensional, they kind of have to have their opponents strike with them a certain way for them to be effective. I'd say Ilia is better at adapting than a Poirier is, but Poirier really needs you to fight his kind of fight to be effective. For example, the Holloway performance he just had on him, I knew Holloway would give Poirier troubles because Holloway's striking style is different. It's awkward. He has different timing. He's created a lot of different timing since his third loss to Volkanovski. He's a lot more patient, and he blitzes in combinations. And I knew that would give Poirier problems because Poirier needs you to kind of turn-for-turn exchange with him. So that's why Poirier really struggled to hit Islam clean, because Islam is not a orthodox kickboxer or boxer. He doesn't give that clean rhythm that a Conor McGregor gave Dustin Poirier in their second fight. So JDM, though, is very accurate. And I noticed this. No matter who he fights, he finds your chin very easily. He's very accurate. And if he doesn't find your chin, this is something Poirier does not do. Poirier is a big head hunter. He loves to hunt for the head. So what JDM would do instead, if he can't find your head, he will rip huge body shots in a very fluid combination. It's moving with the headshots. He's not even thinking about it. It looks instinctual. Versus Poirier, it looks like he kind of loads it up before he's throwing his combo. He's like, oh, okay, you know what? That's open. Let me... and then forces a body shot, which takes some time, and it's not as effective because you can only land one. JDM will go head, body, head, body, head, body, head. And he's throwing this all in a very natural way. You understand what I'm saying? I'm sorry for screaming so loud. But I'm really passionate about this because I love JDM's boxing. So good, man. Oh my gosh. Have you ever seen something so aesthetically pleasing? Like, it's so smooth. The way he's able to land hooks and uppercuts and slip his head and land body shots all at the same time. Guys, I'm so excited for this fight. You guys have to be excited for this too. This is going to be a banger. But yes, this will be the main thing, is follow up whenever he gets takedown stuff, because Islam is not the best when retreating. I know that is a thing, that Islam's very good defensively, but that's when he has his feet underneath of him, when there's distance, when he's not in a scramble-ish situation. I want to bring up an example when he fought Volkanovski in the fifth round, when Volk started pressuring him. That was the big thing. Volk started walking him down, clinching with him, throwing takedowns, and then strikes in the clinch, which then made Islam's takedown attempt very obvious. Very obvious. Shot for a takedown. Right. Volk knew it. He threw a right hand, and Islam shot because he was panic shooting at that point and clinched with him. And Volk pushed him against the fence, pushed him back off. And then what did Islam do right after that? Volk knew he was going to shoot again. He loads it up. As soon as he knows Islam's going to shoot, changes levels with the right hand, meets Islam as he's shooting in the middle, knocking him down. I think, and this can be a really big possibility, if JDM does something very similar to that and starts walking him down and breaking him, JDM has very good eyes. I'm telling you guys, be very prepared for this. This is a real possibility. Islam shoots a takedown. You might see something insane. I could totally see it based on how that fifth round went with Volk and how I saw Islam deal with pressure. He starts panic shooting. I could see a Gilbert Burns type of knee come out of JDM in that moment and KO Islam out cold. I could totally see it. If it goes in JDM's favor, if he starts melting Islam with the pressure and cardio, if he can get to that point, this is a very big if. Islam is very dangerous and a very good fighter. But it is a possibility we could see Islam rocked or out cold with a big knee. So this is a big part. Let's go straight into the next one, which is get into pocket exchanges with Islam Makhachev. This is huge for JDM. I think JDM is a Yuri Prohaska type of mentality. I think he's willing to eat shots and land his own. And I think he will have a significant power advantage over an Islam Makhachev. Islam might be fast. I don't think he'll be faster than JDM in terms of striking speed. He is not a Max Holloway on the feet by any means. He does not have the lighter man skill to go up a weight class and style on people with speed. I don't think so. I think he's awkward. I think that's how he lands shots. He is a decent striker. He has good eyes, but he's awkward with the shots he lands. And people fear his takedown attempts a lot. JDM doesn't fear nothing. When I saw in that Bilal fight, he walked him down. How I say every striker should address a grappler matchup is give them no respect. Give the takedown no respect. Walk into their face and fight the fight you want to fight. Throw volume, man. Throw strikes, because then takedowns will be a lot more telegraphed. They'll be a lot more obvious. But JDM is a lot sharper in the pocket. Islam's a little awkward. He's not good at slipping, landing. He's kind of like good at slipping, clinching, knee. But I think JDM is elite in the clinch also. He is elite. He lands elbows. If you remember, Poirier cut him open pretty bad with an elbow. In the clinch, when they were clinching, Poirier was ripping body shots against the fence. I think every time they clinch, JDM will be winning the clinch exchanges. Don't be surprised when I'm telling you this. If Islam's not shooting and he's trying to land clinch knees and elbows and strikes, I think JDM will eat him alive in the clinch. He'll be landing body shots. He'll be landing elbows on top of his own. He'll be slipping elbows, landing elbows of his own. He did this a lot against Bilal. At the end of the day, if he gets into the pocket, and Islam fans, be worried. If you see JDM start to walk him down, right? Walk him down and start exchanging with Islam in the pocket and starts landing body shots, I think the fight's done. I think he's going to melt him. Same way when I know Poirier backs someone into the corner and he starts throwing combos, I know the fight is done. It's going to be the same thing here. I think Islam is not very good in the pocket exchanges the same way JDM is. At range, I think it could be a tricky fight for JDM if he tries to fight at range just because of the body kicks, because it's southpaw and orthodox. But JDM fights in southpaw a lot of the time too, so it could give Islam problems. But if they get into the pocket, JDM is one of the sharpest boxers I've ever seen. He is insanely accurate no matter who he's fighting, no matter how awkward the head movement is. This guy does not miss shots when he's locked. When he starts getting locked, he does not miss. This is a very dangerous matchup. You guys have to know this for Islam. I think this is a harder matchup than Ilia Topuria, in my opinion, because of the size and because of the overall variety JDM has in his striking. I don't think he's as dangerous, but he's more versatile. He's more accurate, in my opinion. He lands a lot more accurately. He's He's like almost sniper-like with his punches. And I think he's not afraid to exchange with Islam right in the pocket, eat shots of his own. Basil Havis not hitting him with huge hooks in the pocket. That's another thing. JDM has a ridiculous chin. So I think he has a better chin than Islam Makhachev. I would think so, just because of the weight cut. Islam has gone KO'd before. He got hurt by Volk in the 5th round, and I think Volk does not hit nowhere near as hard as a JDM would, right? So he needs to get into pocket exchanges. I think his head movement and his accuracy and his eyes in the pocket are a lot better than Islam Makhachev. And the takedowns will be a lot more obvious when Islam starts to panic shoot. Let's get into it. Don't play jiu-jitsu, scramble, and get back to your feet. JDM, in your fight with Basil Hafez, this is why I'm scared for JDM here. He cannot play jiu-jitsu with Islam Makhachev. Look at this. In this sequence here, Basil Hafez got so many takedowns against JDM just because every time Hafez would shoot a takedown, JDM would shoot a guillotine and would try and latch up a submission as the takedown is coming. Instead of defending the takedown itself, he would try and threaten submissions off the takedown, which I don't like. I don't like that at all. I think he just needs to stuff the takedowns. Islam is a wizard on the ground, a wizard with submissions. I don't think it's a good idea for him to play jiu-jitsu with maybe the best submission artist we have in the sport besides Charles Oliveira. Probably the most dangerous one. Islam is a wizard on the ground. Do not play jiu-jitsu. I think there are a few submissions Islam is known for. A Kimura, a Darce choke, anaconda choke, guillotine, rear naked choke, arm triangle. These things drill with Craig Jones. That's going to be the next point. He trained with Craig Jones. I think if they can just train being safe on the ground, sub-safe, I think we will see JDM stand for a long time with Islam. We have seen fighters like Volkanovski, like Poirier stand for a very, very long time with Islam Makhachev. So I think we could see JDM keep this fight standing. And if he doesn't, try and play jiu-jitsu in terms of, let me try and pull off something spectacular on the ground here. I think he will get messed up on the ground. He needs to stay extremely safe. He cannot play jiu-jitsu. Try and get back to your feet. That's all you have to do, JDM. Don't play the ground game with Islam. Let's move on. Craig Jones training will probably keep JDM safe. That's kind of what I just said. I think they know the main submissions Islam uses. They're very dangerous. He's very good at chaining them as you're scrambling back to your feet, which he needs to train the positions, know when Islam jumps on stuff, and be very safe in every position. Be like, okay, I'm in this position. Let's say he has a north-south, or he's in sprawl position, right? And Islam's kind of grabbing your neck. He has his arm around your arm and kind of under your neck. You have to be careful of the Darce choke. You have to be careful of a Kimura. You have to be careful of an arm triangle in half guard or in mount. You have to be careful of an arm bar from bottom, or if JDM ends up on top somehow. You need to be careful, right? You need to be careful of different submissions. But I think Craig Jones, the training, we saw Volkanovski stay pretty safe. We saw Poirier stay pretty safe. And I think JDM is a better grappler than Poirier. Hot take, I think his scrambles are better, and I do think he stays safer on the ground. We saw him with Gilbert Burns survived pretty well. He survived great against Bilal, even though Bilal's not a submission threat. But he survived well. He got back to his feet well. So, these are the ways JDM will win. Now, guys, before you click off, please like and subscribe. I put a lot of effort into this, guys. You can hear my... You say, I'm sick, bro. So I need you to like and sub. I'm putting in effort when I'm sick. I'm trying to get your guys' picks right. I'm trying to give you guys help for the betting odds in this fight. So I need your help to like and sub and grow this channel if you want more breakdowns like this. Islam Makhachev breakdown coming next, either tomorrow or Sunday, depending on how this video does. I got to give it time to do well, right? So either tomorrow or Sunday, but these are the ways JDM will win, and he has to follow this. I think these are the best ways he can win. Make it a dogfight. Stay very safe on the ground. Get back to your feet at all costs. No playing jiu-jitsu. All right, guys. Like and subscribe. If you want to watch my next one, stay tuned. Subscribe. Hit that bell so you know when that comes out. And yeah, comment what you think. Comment some other things you think JDM should implement into this fight to win this fight. But yeah, peace out, guys. Love y'all. See you in the next one.